All right, what is up, YouTube? I was just meditating, and I came up with an idea. Not really an idea. I came up to a realization, right? And I wrote it down in my little journal. This, by the way, get a journal. So I used to log my dreams. I log my meditation, reflections, and sometimes I write about my day. Maybe throwing a little haiku in there. Yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool thing to have. But basically, have you ever noticed that numbers basically rule your life? Literally, from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to sleep, it's all about numbers. From the beginning of the year to the end of the year, it's all about numbers. And I realized that it has such a strong effect on us, whether it's our age, whether it's our grades, weight metrics, anything like that, how much time we have in the day, like it has such an effect on us. And yes, it's useful to measure things, but I think it's really, really, really important to not focus so much on the numbers and realize that that's all they are, numbers. So I actually woke up today and I had a dream. This is my second dream of this nature where I woke up, I checked my blackboard, I checked my grades, and I had a bad grade on a assignment that I had submitted the day before. And I woke up, my heart was beating fast, and it's kind of like it's so weird to have that reaction over opening up an app and seeing a number, right? Like my heart was racing. I woke up instantly. I went to Blackboard in real life, checked to see, you know, if my grades were actually bad. You know what I mean? Like it literally had such a profound effect on me. I had an assignment, which we have these 10 out of 10 assignments. These smaller assignments, only worth 4% of the grade, but I see them as extra credit because they're such layups, right? And for that writing assignment, my last writing assignment, I got a 9.5 out of 10. And in my head, like that it just ruined my day knowing I could have had a 10 out of 10, but instead I got a 9.5. But it's literally just numbers, right? You could you could be a brilliant person, you could be a smart person, and there's many other ways to test, intelligence and how you react to situations, stuff like that. But a number could make you feel otherwise. I haven't had a bad grade yet, but I'm pretty sure the day where I have a bad grade on an assignment, I'm just gonna feel like, am I not smart enough? Is what I'm doing not right? I'm gonna start second guessing myself off of one bad grade. If these are the reactions I'm feeling, I've never had a grade in this class under like a 90, 94. I think my lowest grade was like a 95 actually, which was that assignment. So I can't imagine if I just have one slip up, one bad day, and I get like an 80 something or a 70 something. I'm literally, if these are the reactions I'm having, it's gonna be bad. So gotta focus more on not worrying about the grades for me specifically, and realize that's just numbers. Another number that really affects people is age. People have this connotation on being too young or too old. By 25, I'm 25, you should have this accomplished, you should do this, you should do that. But the truth is, you're supposed to grow at your own pace. You're supposed to do things your own pace. Age is it is literally a fact that age is literally just a number. People mature at different rates. Some people, I've seen people go into medical school, which most people do when they're like 22, 23. I've seen people go to medical school in their 50s. You go at your own pace, you do things at your own pace. Age is literally just a number. It is just a number. There was times in history where people really didn't even know their age, or they measured their age differently than the way we do, right? Even today, I'm pretty sure In some countries, they age themselves differently. So it's literally just a number. Do not focus on it so much. Just go with the flow, go with what makes you feel comfortable. And remember, age is literally just a number. Grades are just a number, age is just a number. Another number that we spend a lot of time focusing on is the amount of hours we have in a day, or just time in general. We can say time, how much years we have left, just time in general. It really has an effect when you count, like when you retroactively go back and you count the amount of time you've wasted, and it only makes you feel down. You feel like, oh, I've wasted this much amount of time. I've been lazy. I could have been in this position right now. I could have been doing this right now. I would have been this much ahead. But you have to realize it's literally just a number. It doesn't matter if you wasted 10 years or you wasted 10 minutes. It's just a number. The point is to start what you need to do now. What ends up happening is we end up treating time like currency, but then we end up broke mentally. We end up mentally broke, and it's not worth it trading, your mental well-being to feel like you're super productive, or, to look back in the past and, take digs at yourself for not achieving something by now. It is literally just a number. Do things on your own time. Do it when you're comfortable, and do it when you think you'll get the job done the best. Here's the big one. Money. Money. We tend to tie our money to our self-worth, to our value. And what people don't realize, and I can't even talk on this too much because obviously I'm not at the stage of wealth where I could, make an opinion on it. But from what I've seen from other people's standpoints, and what I feel truly in my heart, is that somebody who makes 20K versus somebody who makes 200K, they could still feel like they're not enough, right? They could still feel like there's still goals they have to achieve. Let's say I'm making 50K, right? And my goal is to make 100K. If I'm spending my time while I'm making 50K, saying like, oh, life sucks. Life would be so good if I made 100K. Life would be so much better. Not realizing that there's somebody who's making 100K right now, who's making double what I'm making, but still in the same state of mind. Life would be so good right now if I was making 200K. And they end up not enjoying their life, making that 100K that somebody else is literally wishing for, is literally striving for. They spend that time not enjoying having that sustenance because they're spending their time imagining a life making 200K. The point is not to be focused on the number of how much you're making. It's literally just a number. Of course, you have to save. Of course, you have to be smart with your money. Don't be scared to utilize that money to do stuff that will actually make you happy, like going out, you going on road trips, stuff like that. And don't focus too much on the money. It's just a number, right? Don't forget that. Body metrics. People spend so much time focused on a weight on a scale. That number on the scale will affect the person's mood. It affects their self-confidence. Do I want to go outside? Do I feel like I look good enough? Stuff like that. The true thing, you shouldn't be worried about the number. The weight number is a good metric, right? To see, you're making progress, right? It's not about you being a specific weight. What matters is your lifestyle, you're healthy, you're happy, and you're confident, right? Still utilize the weight, because of course you're not gonna have a scale for no reason. But I see it as only a way to, okay, I'm trying this diet for a week, 2 weeks, and it's worked better than me trying this diet for 2 weeks. And just use it as a tool to help you, not as something that's gonna judge and dictate your mood, your confidence in your life, right? So those are, I think, about 5 numbers, right? Numbers that I could come up off the top of my head. I'm pretty sure you guys could think of a lot more specific to you that really have control over your life. To close this all out, the truth is you're more than numbers. The numbers are here to help us, but don't let them dictate your life. So I have a challenge for you guys, and maybe I'll make a challenge video on this as well. Go a day without numbers. You need to actually, sit down and just be yourself. Don't focus on the numbers. I'm talking about no clocks, no phone, no numbers at all. You don't check your weight, you don't check anything. Just try to go a day without numbers, and you know, see how that goes. Don't let numbers rule your life. And that's all for today. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.